hate to break the fishing news after Remchuk, but I'd like to speak about the ice hockey.
Congratulations, you're one of the 13 listeners of the Real Life Podcast.
We just traded a migraine in for like an orgasm.
Might want to mark that down.
Yep. All of my projects are on schedule until they're not.
A member of the Nation Network of Podcasts.
About as funny as we're going to get today.
Nation Real Life Podcast, August 26th, 2024. Pod brought to you by our friends over at Wilhauk Beef Jerky. Only the finest tasting meat products earn the Wilhauk name. Made from 100% pure Alberta beef, Wilhauk Beef Jerky is aged, seasoned, marinated, and smoked to savory perfection. Get your jerky on. Go to WilhaukBeefJerky.com. If there's one thing I will always pay up for the name brand of, it is beef jerky, and I will buy Wilhauk, which ties into Jay making fun of me for the show for drinking a Western Family branded Kickin' Back Cola.
Making fun is
Mocking
probably
openly.
yes, belittling, berating in front of all your fellow
You
colleagues.
asked if I was broke.
No, I said, is the fence setting you back?
Inferring.
He was implying you were broke.
I'm
Well, inferring that the fence is a big expense that no one wants to take on.
The equivalent of this for people my age would be RC Cola. Back in the day, you had Coke,
Simple
soda, and then
Craigmont.
Tastes the exact same as the Pepsi or Coke you got downstairs.
And to quote Tyler,
That's the good
it's the same. It's the same as Coke. Coke makes it for them.
Okay,
It's the whole Kirkland.
Do you not subscribe to that? Like, if we Pepsi test challenge you in the regular Coke, would you get it?
Yes. Hundy, and put in a Pepsi and put in a fake Pepsi. Well, which is tough to do.
It sounds like we got a bit for Thursday.
you could legitimately put a real Coke, a Diet Coke, a Coke Zero, a real Pepsi, a Diet Pepsi, and one of these Kickin' Colas, and I will go 6 for 6.
You're talking about the
guarantee
rainbow.
Okay, can we do this as a bit?
You can do
we're
every
100%
single
gonna
flavor in the
do this as a
rainbow.
bit.
Can I taste it right now?
Sure, have a swig.
Let's
hope one of us isn't sick.
It's the closest to.
It's the communal pop.
It's the closest to Coke, real Coke, red
Oh
Coke.
my God.
It's the closest to.
Yeah, you can.
It's the closest to.
That is. I can tell the
So
difference.
full of shit.
I can tell the difference.
Okay, we're
But
gonna
if you
Pepsi
prefer
taste that
the
challenge.
taste,
Then.
Who cares?
100%. There's people that will only drink Diet Coke. And it's not even because of the fact that it's 0 calories, the fact they like the taste better than normal.
I love the aspartame.
I counted myself among them for many
You
years.
have Tyler has an aspartame tree in his yard. He might be knocking down for his fence.
Natural causes.
That's a.
If I'm getting a Ryan Coke, a lot of the Seagrams, a lot of the Canadian clubs, the Wisers, they're all interchangeable. But
I like
when
that
you
you mixed
put
in Seagrams in there too. Shout out to
Actually,
everybody.
Seagram's
Wisers, Royal Reserve,
very
Alberta
good whiskey.
Premium, those are interchangeable. To me, I can drink any one of them. But we were golfing in BC, and it seemed like all the BC golf courses were
Pepsi Land.
like carried Pepsi products. And Diet Pepsi, regular Pepsi, none of them taste good
No.
with rye. It's just not the same. I'll go Coke Zero number 1, regular Coke number 2,
Kickin' Back
Diet
Cola.
Coke number 3, Kickin' Cola 4, and then the Pepsi product.
See, I don't like Coke Zero. I think it's very inferior to the original.
Yeah, but I gotta cut back on sugar somehow. I mean,
That's fair. That's fair. You
can't be
press-
drinking as much Coke as I do Coke Zeros,
No.
or else this get out of hand.
If you look at like a bag of pop cans and they're Coke and think about how you have like a half garbage can of sugar and that shit at the end of it, like God.
What does that say on yours? 30 grams of sugar?
It says made by Coca-Cola.
43.
grams of
43
sugar?
grams of sugar in a.
Holy shit.
That is the good stuff.
You'd like it better if it was microwaved in a plastic
A
cup.
Red Bull has like 25.
Well, I'm sure it's comparable to a Coke.
Probably is.
Probably.
And again, I don't drink a lot of them. You notice I'm
I've also seen you with like a 2-liter bottle
gonna
that
say-
you've been sipping on for 2 days.
I'm cutting back the lead. I have no more liter of cola, just a fresh can.
A 12-ounce can of Coca-Cola contains 39 grams of sugar.
Oh, so
That's crazy.
so you really kick it back with that stuff.
yeah.
You're going to get
It's called
triabetes.
kicked up.
So does that prove your myth that Kicking Back Cola is made by Coca-Cola if they don't have
That's
the same
Tyler's myth.
particulars?
No, I was spinning it into the whole Kirkland myths about
But like
all this stuff
Kirkland
is made.
vodka is apparently like one step off from being Grey Goose.
Kirkland wedges
they
are
just ran
apparently
it through the
Titleist
filter one last
Vokies.
Is that true?
Craft singles
What
are
I
one
heard.
molecule off plastic.
Oh, wasn't there something
Cheese
that
whiz too.
Costco had to change up how they made their Kirkland golf balls after the first year because they got sued by Titleist for the IP?
Yes, that
Why, you
is.
can't handle the heat?
It was basically just Pro V1s.
They made him take the dimples off the ball.
I believe that to be true.
I
I
heard
do
that.
too. Yeah, they ripped them off.
I heard that the Kirkland.
I'm
golf
sure they
clubs are
sample. I'm
actually
sure they
legit.
follow the protocol of others to match what Kirkland.
Would you
is.
subscribe to Kirkland golf clubs are legit?
Yeah.
I would. I bet you they're like.
They do so much volume. They can go to a manufacturer of anything. Be like, do you want to sell 170,000 sets of clubs right now, Titleist? And they're like, shh. Don't tell nobody.
They just give it a little less.
If you're
of the sparkle,
hammered
sparkle.
and it's 2:30 in the morning and you've managed your game properly and you're not prepared to puke and you are running peak drunk guy feelings, do you care what got you there?
No?
Exactly.
Kirkland vodka, any kind of vodka.
There's a million
I
cards.
I
you can
know
take.
if I'm
not a
crushing 40-gram cans of kicking back cola and rums, I'm not feeling well the next day.
No.
Oh no, that is the sugar hangover is worse than the booze hangover.
Yeah. But I like mixing in a Coca-Cola. Yesterday, I had to go play co-ed soccer, and it was too late at night for a coffee. I was like, I'll just have a little Coca-Cola before the game. Get on my Alex Ovechkin style.
He's Dr. Pepper in the water bottle.
Dr. Pepper.
I'll just eat
What?
2 soup ladles of sugar out of a sack of sugar I keep in my car.
If you hear how Ovi conducts his diet on his day to day, you'd be shocked.
He's on that Phil Kessel.
But he's also, but he's now starting to show it. Like he is a fucking unit right now.
I would love to know list weight and actual weight of Alex Ovechkin and what the gap is. Because I'm sure it's
bigger by the year,
Yeah.
right?
I'm sure it's significant.
So moneywise.com went through all Kirkland products and confirmed 44 products that are actual name brand products.
Oh, this is nice to knock Jay off his little high horse here.
Grey Goose was confirmed to be Kirkland vodka.
Oh, shit.
Bang!
Keep going.
This
Kirkland
validates your
batteries were
co-choice.
confirmed to be made by Duracell.
Wow.
Kirkland leggings. We got a guess?
Kotex?
Spanx.
Lululemon.
Whoa, Lulu, how
That's a
dare you?
stunner.
So now, hang on now.
Yeah.
Gotta get that
I got to go
stock
to
price up.
Costco to get the guy versions in because the jogger pants are comfortable, but they're expensive.
Exactly. Keurig Green Mountain K-Cups are what the breakfast blend.
Oh, that's what Waz got me for
Kirkland are?
Christmas. So he got me the good ones. Okay.
I do buy those K-Cups.
Capitalism so funny.
Kirkland jelly beans are Jelly Bellies.
Oh, I knew that. They taste the exact same.
Did you know that?
You go to your
There's
main competition, you're like, hey, you know that thing that you make? Yeah. With all the money in marketing? Oh, yeah. You know us? Yeah. Just let us have it.
Yeah,
What do you
we'll
mean? You
we'll
can't
sell
have
that and then sell us
Like,
this.
do you want us to make your Jelly Bellies for you or not? Like, we're the Jelly Belly Corporation. We've spent 30 years manufacturing Jelly Belly formula. Give it to us.
Kirkland water bottles are none other than Niagara bottled water.
That's not a brand I
really
know.
heard of that. That's the thing is some of these are like name brands you've probably never heard of.
Kirkland watches or Rolexes.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yep.
Kirkland red wine made by E&J Gallo Wineries.
Ernst and Julio Gallo.
Thoughts, Jay?
I would have to sample.
I feel like E&J is those ones that come in like the 9-liter bottle
Quality.
quantity.
Yeah, a lot of these are Kirkland diapers are made by Huggies.
I'm a Pampers guy. So
I believe it,
You
man.
stay
You're not
with one
buying
brand?
garbage at that volume.
can you get used to it? If you try the other one, you're like, what? Like this is a completely different thing.
Kirkland,
Diapers?
Yes.
Kirkland cranberry juice made by Ocean Spray.
That's significant in the cranberry game.
See, and those are like
For the
there's-
urinary tract
Here's
game?
one. Their chocolate covered almonds are made by Blommer Chocolate. Like I never heard of that one, right? There's about 30 of those.
Golf clubs,
but
though? Anything?
there is what's that?
Kirkland golf clubs? Can you confirm?
You know what? They're not on this list unless they're like I'm at number 3, number 2, and number 1. Diamond Dog Foods is what Kirkland dog. So doesn't confirm anything to do with the golf balls or the golf clubs.
Kirkland sedan? Tesla?
Yeah, it's just a Toyota Corolla.
It's got a K in the front.
Honda Civics.
Yeah.
Indy Golf makes the Kirkland ones.
Who's owned by Kushnet.
Is it?
I don't know. Just trying to
Play the game?
play the game.
Yeah.
I just like
Oh, TaylorMade for Kirkland for their irons is being sued by TaylorMade for whatever.
for looking
IP.
like their milled series.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could you have a set of Kirkland golf wedges in your bag and be taken seriously?
I have a
Yes.
buddy that uses a Kirkland putter, and it's like it's sick.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
looks-
that's
like
supposed
it-
to be
That's what
Scotty Cameron.
Cameron.
yeah.
Which is like the most expensive putters you can buy.
But Chalmers, if you're golfing with me,
Yep.
and I pull up my Kirklands, you're not going to say
Okay.
anything about it.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything about it.
But Chalmers is a snooty pooty, and you don't
Yes.
fall into his
Yeah, did you hear
judgment
his-
zone.
Statement there?
no, it's
Yes.
also if you play under 25 rounds a year.
I play under 25 rounds a year.
Yeah, you don't. We're not getting into this.
Well documented.
But
I
it shows
know.
you how the
getting into
spectrum
this
of
anymore.
quality is actually a circle. Because the cheapest thing you've heard of is actually the most expensive thing you've heard of. And they're made by the same company. Like the Kirkland brand golf balls, I'm sure are like cheaper than every golf ball at Sport Check you can hear of. But they're actually made by
But a lot of people tee up Kirkland golf.
Yeah, when I was
Kirkland's
golfing in the
performance balls,
mountains a
they're
couple weekends ago, that is like the number one most common ball you find in the bush is a Kirkland.
It totally is.
Yeah.
I've noticed that as well.
That's wild.
Shout out to Costco.
Shout out to Costco.
Would you
We're
get
Costco
Yeah, I
guys.
stand credit. I
Huge
thought
Costco
it was I thought it was just a myth. The Grey Goose.
Would
Well,
you get
now
the
you know.
Kirkland
Duracell,
brand
you're
eye
not going to
surgery?
turn that down, right? Like you're selling.
So many batteries.
I mean, your job is to sell batteries, and Costco comes to you and says, repackage them with our name on them, and you're going to sell times 1,000.
I bet we
the
would find
batteries
the
you sell.
same thing with like some of the Amazon basics.
Oh, 100%.
for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just white labeling it.
Would you
That
get
just-
would you get Kirkland brand eye surgery instead of LASIK?
Whoa, if they had it,
You would, eh?
they have literally optometrists in Costco.
Yeah,
not with
Oh, yeah.
LASIK.
No, they have like
Yeah.
But
They're not offering you
office.
They're going to own the whole life transaction very soon.
Kirkland Cemetery.
Can I tell you something very interesting
I'm
that
getting cremated
goes?
at a Costco.
You get cremated, and then you get a $1.50 dog and a
Yeah.
pop on the way out.
That's
Wonderful funeral.
Not connected.
no.
$80, you could be cremated and have a 30-person.
They do the whole funeral, and it's all just catered by them. Hot
Slightly
dogs and
less
pops.
old
Yeah.
people shuffle past with their carts during your funeral.
Makes sense.
It's hardly depressing.
Bringing up Amazon has triggered something that I've been thinking about for the past week because I've been listening to a few things on it that's very, very interesting. And it is that
Jeff Bezos
Jeff
is buying the
Bezos
Celtics.
is looking to purchase the Boston
For
Celtics.
6,
So,
6?
not 5.
in my opinion,
Holy.
it is one of 5 of the like diamond franchises in sports. The Boston Celtics,
Who are the other ones?
Dallas Cowboys,
Yankees.
LA Lakers,
Yankees.
New York Knicks, Yankees.
You're talking across the big 4? No, just in basketball.
I'm talking about the big 4.
The
Boston
Celtics are in
are
the big 4 leagues, best 5 franchises.
I don't
Come
think
on.
so.
Top maybe big.
I would say
10.
diamond franchises.
Hang on, I want to hear your thinking. Why would you label the Celtics as like a
Anything Boston's
Because-
diamond.
When you think of the NBA, you think of Knicks, Celtics, Lakers, right? Those are the 3 big teams.
Tyler shaking his head no?
Wizards, Pacers, Nuggets.
Oh my God, shut up. Mavericks, Grizzlies,
I'm a Vancouver
Yes,
Grizzlies guy.
Pelicans.
Sacramento
No, but
Kings.
okay, let's put them. Let's just say they are top 10. Let's say they are top 10.
Kansas City Royals.
But
New
I
Orleans
don't.
Pelicans.
Boston is like one of the top 3 sports markets in the states.
Yeah, okay.
So Red Sox would be diamond, Patriots diamond, Bruins in the NHL diamond.
Yeah, Celtics. Would
How do you
and
bring
Celtics.
up Diamond and don't bring up the XFL? You ask.
Yeah,
How are
I
our
know.
friends at Diamond and Diamond?
Our friends at Diamond.
They're diamonds.
Speaking
of-
segment.
They're the Celtics of the long game.
Jeff
Can you-
Bezos. Love
can you
it.
imagine
Sign
how-
Tatum and those cats to the hugest contracts right before they sell it to Daddy B's? And they're like, well, sir, our payroll's $500 million. It has to be a $6 billion valuation. Just ripping off Amazon, eh?
It'd probably be like 6-7 billion. Like, didn't the
They said 5 originally.
didn't
They
the
bought
Broncos just go for 7?
A different league, though, right?
Yeah, I guess.
NFL
So.
revenue ain't NBA
Yeah.
revenue.
Okay,
So, anyways, Bezos buying the Celtics. Your take?
but if he buys them, he's got so much money to do like and the technology and the infrastructure around his companies to do like
can only
crazy
watch Celtics
things
games
with
on Prime.
stadiums.
Oh.
Like I think we all marveled at the fact that you could walk into a store, literally scan your credit card and walk out
But
with
I've read
anything.
how this is horse shit and it doesn't actually lead to incremental sales.
No,
I don't think there's a whole lot you can bring to a game like experience in terms of technology. Like you can order sushi to your seat. Like people don't want this shit.
But
I'll tell you what it does is that it takes your wait time down. Like in terms of like the game experience, to be able to walk into some store and take whatever you want off the shelf and out with 0 lineup,
And it's fun.
and it's fun.
It makes you feel like you're
It's
stealing.
gamified.
So if you're Bezos, is the play then to have buy the Celtics, have the Celtics experience, whether you're watching it at home on Prime or whatever.
Everyone's in the stadium wearing VR.
Yeah. But like, are you doing all of these things the Amazon way to then show to other teams? Like, look what you should be
The
doing.
Celtics will move to Amazon Prime
he's
exclusively.
changed
Yeah.
the
And
way.
then will promote as the title, like when Ted Turner bought the Braves with TNT, right? And then it was suddenly the channel of the Braves. Amazon will become the channel of the Celtics for sure shit. But he can't circumvent the NBA's TV deal.
I know.
No,
I just think
but they're
that
more
a
regional,
guy
so.
like him who's just completely changed an industry could
He's
come
gonna-
into
Are
sports.
you worried
and
he's
just,
going to fuck it up?
no, no, I'm kind of excited to
Did
see.
he
Like,
fuck up the New York Times? No, wait. The Washington Post?
Washington Post.
Yes, he did. But that's hardly this.
it's not this.
You're talking about Daddy Bees. He's on roids. He's got a blood boy. He's got the hot mama.
Yep.
This guy's
Shredded.
they're like, oh, Victor Wembanyama wants to make $90 million a year. He'll be like, great. Why don't you give him 200? Like, he's not.
Oh yeah.
He's doing this to flex. He's not doing this to like leverage or.
No, but that's
improve
what they say
business.
is like if you become a billionaire and you want to become and you now have the money and you have power,
You
clearly,
have to buy
become
team.
a celebrity and to be in the club, you got to buy a team.
Oh yeah.
And so
Ballmer.
like this is his move into buying a team, and I don't know
When
I
the
get
Celtics play the Clippers
yeah.
until the end of time, it's Microsoft playing Amazon. Don't
What
kid me.
was what was Ballmer's technology he was praising when he was building his new arena?
I don't know.
Crazy amounts of toilets.
Yeah, he's put
Crazy amounts of
put
bathrooms.
so many pissers in that bad boy.
They've done some interesting shit though. That wall that they've built behind the opposing hoop,
Yeah.
it's designed to only have super fans in it.
Oh,
You get a
genius.
discount if you're wearing their merch, supposedly. They basically want to make like a wall of distractions for all shooting. But
Gamesmanship.
there's not a lot of innovation. And like, I don't know. Bezos is doing this not for business.
No.
Bezos is doing this because he's the shit.
Yeah.
He's gonna watch it from his volcano lair. He's probably
Exactly.
built.
He'll come to games.
He'll
He'll
go
be
to
sitting
one game a year.
so jacked up, just getting jackeder and jackeder as he gets older.
Slide. He'll be in the Expendables.
Yeah. But like when you think about the money that you need to spend to do that and then do it effectively, like Bezos will not give one shit. If they come to him, he's like, yes.
It's
How's that
just
sound?
funny because we on the last podcast and then this conversation with Bezos and Arenas, it made me. We talked about Commonwealth, right?
Yeah.
And then I went to the Metallica concert, and
Which night?
I went Friday. And in between Pantera and Metallica, I went out
Oh,
to go to the bathroom, just to go to the bathroom, get another drink, go back to my seat. And it's only the second time where I've been caught in a group of people where I legitimately was stressed out that I might be stuck here for a while and like not get out. Nobody was moving. People were getting irritated. Everybody had just listened to Pantera yell at them for 20 minutes. Like
It's
it was
Metallica people.
people and people were pushing and it was just like, you could feel
Tension.
the tension. It was a melting pot. So I got in about 10 feet and I was like, I'm not doing this. I went back and I went into the West Side concession. Still busy, but there's a bathroom in there I don't think a ton of people know about. And it's big.
Now
It's
you're telling
all
everyone?
stalls. But here's the problem. They've got in each, if you can picture this stadium.
it's a series of bottlenecks. That
Yes,
stadium.
it's those two. There's two on each side. There's where the concession backs up into a second concession, and the lines meet, and people can't get through. And so that is a logistical nightmare for
Yes.
them. And when you have that many people, like forget getting a drink. You can't even get through there to get to the bathroom, which is past it, close to the corner. Now I'm sitting in my seats and I'm looking at the one side of the stadium where it's the curve and it's not the what are they called? It's the suites. It's the other side where the stadium, where the scoreboard is, and it goes down. It was packed with people for most of the night that did not look like it was moving. That's really stressful. Like really, really, really stressful. And then all of a sudden Metallica starts and like you go outside and I walked right up to the concession stand. I got 2 drinks. I saw my nephew and I'm like, take these. I'm going to get 2 more. Stand in line and all of a
How old's your
sudden
nephew?
he's 18.
Oh,
I think he's
good.
19.
Okay, just checking.
Oh, he's 19.
You always got to ask. Good idea.
No. And
Tyler's got his pro serve.
I have my pro serve, so yeah, I just want to make sure everything's on the up and up.
Mhm.
Keep
I'm
going.
the 6th person in line and I become the 2nd person in line. Metallica show's going on and I'm getting 2 Ryan Cokes and a guy with a walkie-talkie comes over and goes, last call, last call, last call. This is the last drinks you serve. And I'm like, no, you're not, you're serving us. Like you're finishing these lines. Oh, no, I can't do anything about it. It's the police. I'm like, you can't do this. Like this is screwed up. You can't just run up here and be like, last call. And this person's last one. So he
No one
starts
tells
walking
Chris
away.
Chalmers he can't have
I
booze.
look at the waitress or like the server and I'm just like, look, Ryan Coke. And she's like, ah. And then she starts like frantically pouring them. And he's like walking towards us. I get 2 more, living life, get down to the concert just in time to hear them saying, The
Crazy
day,
Train.
the day that
That's
never
the one
comes.
good one.
Crazy Train.
The day that never comes, or something.
Yeah,
It's a
something.
good
Like
song. I didn't get to see Enter Sandman, which was a little bit of a rip off, but
And did they sing Crazy Train? Tyler's
they
favorite.
did not sing
Tyler's favorite Metallica song?
Damn.
the song by Ozzy and what was his band called?
Oh, it's
Black
the other
Sabbath.
one. Oh, Black
Black
Sabbath.
Sabbath.
That's right.
Is that
the thing with Commonwealth is like, yes, it can hold 60,000 people.
It can't support it.
Should not.
Yeah, can and should is two
Should
different
not.
things here.
So was it a mess getting out of there then?
No, my God. So we left. My brother-in-law is a huge Metallica fan. He's been to a bunch of their shows. Apparently, notoriously do not play encores. Just do not. When they are done their song and they leave the stage, they are done. They do not come back. So he goes right when the song's done and they're like, thank you. He's like, let's go, get up. And we're like, my brother's like, what do you, Mike, my other brother? He goes, trust me, they're not going to. We start leaving and nobody else is leaving. A few other people are trickling out. And so we get outside. We're like listening for them to play a song. They don't play anything. We start on the scooter app because we're
Yeah.
scootering down to like the JW Marriott. And we're like looking. All of a sudden I see a cluster just to the left. As we're like 10 feet away, people
Where's
come around the corner and they all start running for them. So I'm like, we needed 8. I'm like, get 6. I'm like, get as many as you can. We start scanning them. Reserved. So we get 6 for the 8 of us. 2 people had to double.
That's fine.
But man, was the ride from Commonwealth to JW Marriott so much better than all the suckers that were walking.
There's just zombie hordes behind you chasing you. You just get out of the Metallica concert.
Yeah, and
on
That's
a
quite the
scooter.
cruise on
And
a
there
scooter.
was no,
Thinking about it.
Oh, it was long, but it was fun. But there was no encore. Like crazy, hey? Every
is wild.
concert I've ever been to has had an encore.
Blink
They did not
182
do it.
did the exact same thing where they're playing their last. I've known that they don't play encores either. So they go literally, this is our encore right now.
Yeah.
These are the last songs we are playing. And then, just call
I'd
it.
be like, I think they're bluffing. They're still waiting, like the end of a Marvel movie for the show. At the
Yeah, you want to see the little trailer thing?
I will say, and I know this is going to come as like no surprise because they are Metallica. They've been touring forever, but like it's one of the best stages I've ever seen. Just
It
in the
did
way
look
that they
cool.
set it up.
Pictures look cool.
The pictures were unbelievable. The sound was the best I think I've ever heard for a concert. Like, like I went and saw Wu-Tang. They've toured a lot of rap shows I go to. They're not very good. You can't hear a lot of stuff. There's a lot of yelling. Wu-Tang was like perfect. You could sing along. You could rap along. Metallica was perfect. They were so polished. I've never seen anything like it. Like it was an unbelievable show. And I only knew probably 4 of the 14 songs that they played.
They played
but
a lot of new songs.
Yeah.
That's ultimately why I didn't go on Sunday because I looked at the set list from Friday. I'm like, there's way too many new songs in here.
So my brother and brother-in-law, my ticket was taken on Sunday by a cousin of mine, and apparently a 10 times better show. Like played all the hits.
Sunday?
Yeah,
Where were you sitting?
we were perfect. We were like 40-yard line, 20 rows up, so we could see all. They had these big screens, these big pedestals all the way
I saw
around.
that. It's
6
crazy.
of them. Right. Well, where we were sitting, they were perfectly configured where the big one was right in front of us. And then we could see all other 6, like
Oh,
perfectly.
that's cool.
Plus we could see the stage right there. And they had a big circular stage in the middle of the field. And they played in each quarter for a quarter of the concert. Right. So, the drums would go down in the stage. Another set of drums would come up. Lars would walk over and they'd all play to us. Then 3 songs later, they'd go over here and they'd play
Cool.
to that quarter of the stage. It was awesome. But just like the transition between songs, I know this shouldn't be a surprise to me, but it's just so impressive when you see it, how polished they are. Like there's one time where he like dropped a drumstick and he went up and just these little cues they have. And then it all starts at the same time. And just like, that was really impressive.
Professionals.
It was such a good show. It was a huge beach volleyballs. I never thought I'd see like a bunch of beach balls set out at a Metallica concert where everybody's pushing them around like they're at a New Kids on the Block show,
Oh.
But honestly, it was one of the best concerts I've ever been to, and I'm not even a huge Metallica fan. It was really, really good.
Concert bucket list? Who's on it?
Oh man, on the spot.
Concert bucket list for me.
Yeah.
Oasis is.
Oh,
they're
I was
coming
gonna say,
back.
fuck yeah, Oasis.
Oasis is.
That would be
coming
epic
back.
if they can
They're-
keep
their
their
boys
shit
are getting back
together.
together.
They're
Get to
teasing
the
it.
early shows because they're gonna fight at about
Yeah.
stop 4.
So I saw Oasis at Rexall right before they broke up.
Yeah.
And it was arguably one of the funniest shows I've ever seen because they were fighting on stage.
yes,
And then Liam would just leave. And then Noel would be like, well, I guess I'm singing this one.
the best.
And then the hits would come later in the show. And then Liam would come back. I was like, well, I'm going to sing the hits. And then he would leave again. But I love Oasis. So I would
just beats-
love to see them again.
Yeah. You know, I'd like to see 21 Pilots. I really like that
Wow.
band. Yeah. I'd like to see them.
I want to see Luke Combs.
That's not Luke Combs.
I know he was just here, but
I
I
want
want
to
to see
see
him.
Post Malone. His country album was actually pretty good.
It was pretty
Malone
good.
and Morgan Wallen like actually toured.
Oh, I would be. Morgan Wallen's on my list. for
Because
sure.
my brother-in-law and his family went to Las Vegas for their, God, it got to be 20-year wedding anniversary. 20-year wedding anniversary.
Ooh,
Jaron Dez. It's got to be 20.
that's crazy.
So they went to Vegas with their kids for a Morgan Wallen concert.
Sick.
And he goes to a ton of concerts and he's like, it was the best concert I've ever seen.
Whenever I see those TikToks of Morgan Wallen doing his concert walkout, it's like, oh, sick.
Well, and so this was, they didn't go to the show, but it doesn't really matter who they walk out to the people in the audience because those people never make it.
Yeah.
But he was at the show the day before he walked out with Tyson and Tom Brady in Vegas. But he said that one of the most impressive parts was Jelly Roll.
Oh, I believe that.
Jelly Roll's
He came
legit.
out and did his set. And then about like 10 minutes into it, he goes, listen, I know this is a country show and half of you are going to hate this and half of you are going to love this, and proceeded to sing like Boys in the Hood, proceeded to sing Today Was a Good Day by Ice Cube.
Oh, wow.
And like,
But sing it or rap?
rap it. He sang, rapped a couple other ones and then finished off with Biz Marquis's They Say She's Just a Friend and had the whole place going. And my brother-in-law is a 48-year-old man who loves hip hop and country. And he was like, it was unbelievable. He's
Jelly
I
Roll.
loved it.
Jelly
That would
Roll's
be
legit.
great.
I'd watch that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
You really want to go to that? With all that entails?
I need to see what it's about.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, what a
Yes.
cultural moment to witness a Taylor Swift.
Oh, I could not think of a concert I'd rather not be.
Yeah, I don't
would.
think I could survive a second.
I see it. I get
Lilith
it, Jay.
Fair or Taylor Smith? Which would you, Taylor
Swift,
Which
man.
would you rather go to?
Taylor Swift.
Florence and the Machine. I really want to see Florence and the Machine. Anywhere in the world.
She's got a good voice.
She's got the most amazing voice.
I was thinking about, I don't remember what movie I went and saw, but it was when Taylor Swift's Eras Tour was being shown in theaters, and our theater was next door, and all you could hear was screaming girls.
Yes,
No, thank you.
Sounds amazing.
it's amazing.
I don't like enough Taylor Swift songs to want to sit through that.
It's not about liking Taylor Swift. It's about witnessing the best night in that many people's lives.
Yes.
No, it's cool, man. It's a
And
cool vibe.
subscribing to it.
It's like,
it's
it was
a
the
cool
worst
thing to
night of my own.
No,
And actually, I never really
That
put
was
it
game
into
7 of the
that
cup final
perspective.
for us.
Yeah.
I went to Justin Bieber. I've been to Backstreet Boys. I've been to NSYNC. There's only certain things that make people that fucking happy.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it.
And to be there for that, I don't know. It's
It's
just cool to
intoxicating.
Yeah, man. It's
Yep.
like going to like a soccer game in a different country where they care so much, but you're a visitor, like an alien from another planet. You don't know any of the players. You bought head to toe merch to fit into the crowd, but you don't know anything. It's cool just to be a part of it.
You didn't answer your own question.
I said Post Malone. I said I agree with
that was
Morgan
your
Wallen.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Right now, that's probably if I could see any artist right now, I'd probably pick one of those two. or
YouTube
together.
is the greatest website on earth. So one thing I like to do on Sundays is I just put concerts on of bands that I've never seen or
Bravo.
want to see or whatever. I watched a Post Malone concert yesterday, or I just had it on in the background. He'd be great.
I remember last
He
year,
would be great.
right around NHL All-Star break, Gregor was like, I was in Arizona. I was like, oh, yeah, cool. He goes, yeah, I was at there's Waste Management comes up like the week after. He goes, yeah, and there was a Post Malone concert there. So I went. I was like, you kidding me? Gregor got to see Post Malone before me?
I can't believe I didn't think of this, but this is like number one, and it isn't even fucking close. I'd love to see George Strait.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
It isn't
I'm surprised
even
you haven't.
close.
He's elusive.
He's elusive. He had his farewell concert 10 years ago,
They all do.
and he has been touring. My
Of
mom's
course.
seen him in Phoenix and in Vegas, and like,
Oh, I guess he's a 72-year-old man. He's better get in there, Chalmers.
I know he's touring like right now.
Where? Hop on
Well,
a
that's the
plane.
thing. He doesn't come to Canada.
Traveling for a concert is the best.
Somebody who just did it, it is fun. Because
Yeah.
you're like, everything's vacation.
Yes.
Wake up, beers.
Yes.
Lunch, beers.
Yes.
Concert, beers. After, beers.
Yes.
I do like that.
That is
It sounds amazing.
Do you want to know my top 3 concerts, Tyler? Aaliyah, XXX and Tashion,
You can't do this.
and Lil Peep.
Can't do it.
I don't think you're going
Those
to
are-
see.
what?
Closest, Chalmers.
Why?
What?
December
What happened to all 3
7th.
of
Why'd
those
you
artists?
exclude Juice World?
December 7th, you can go see George Strait in
What about
Vegas.
Selena?
December 7th?
Selena.
Is he in Phoenix?
In Las Vegas, December 7th with Chris Stapleton and Little Big Town.
Buddy. Oh my God. All 3?
That's like going to be $1,000 ticket minimum.
It's how bad you want to see George Strait.
Well, not
The wine, the beer, the whiskey.
We listen to that a lot when we're out on the golf course or camping.
When is it?
or-
December 7th?
December 7th.
Fuck. I might
Buddy.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
This is like, do it.
Jason Greger buddied him.
Your
Can we
voice hit
find
like
out
a
maybe
different
a
Because that
short
is a
city?
That's
perfect
all that was
storm
on his
of
list.
amazing.
He's literally just going to Vegas.
Yeah, that's the only one on his active tour list right now.
Oh God, he's gonna have what do they call it when you just stay there?
An aneurysm?
What?
What?
No,
A residency.
Oh, a hangover.
residency.
A raging hangover.
Because I want to go to
might
Vegas
die.
in October. I probably won't, but I want to because they're having like the millennial punk concert again.
yeah.
The When You Were Young festival.
Be
they're doing it
careful.
again.
Oh my
Those
God.
are sobering
Let me see
to
if I can
attend.
even name one band
Listen,
on that list.
I was just
Like
at
Rancid and
Yeah, they're all there. Gangs
Be
all there.
careful.
You say they are all there. I couldn't name. I didn't even think of Rancid. What's like? Who's they?
Newfound Glory.
Oh,
But like
what?
again, like if that was my wheelhouse in high school, all these bands are there.
Yeah, but like you feel like you're at Woodstock 99 and no one's aged because maybe you haven't aged, but then you attend the concert and realize
Oh, yeah.
the demo looks like they're about
Well, that was the
70.
thing about being at Blink is like the millennials. We gathered,
Yeah.
and
With
then
the
you see, like,
Juggalos.
everybody's just like tired by
How
the
many
end of it.
Ramon shirts have you ever owned?
I currently own 2.
I was
I like the Ramones,
football
though.
stadium
Yeah.
watching the Metallica people like pile in. And I was like, oof. It's metal.
Oh, it's
And
metal.
old metal.
You know who I'd like to see? You've seen them. I'd like to see Nickelback.
Nickelback.
Oh yeah.
was,
Nickelback's great live.
Nickelback was awesome.
So after I got home from the Metallica concert, I was all by myself. My family had gone to Calgary, and
Nine
I
Inch Nails was also here yesterday, and I would have liked to go see
What?
them. Yeah, they were
Where?
at Rogers Place.
like with Trent Reznor.
Jeez.
Yeah, me missus last night. She goes, "Oh, Nine Inch Nails was in town." I was like,
Hosier was here
"Fuck."
too.
On like Saturday. What a musical weekend.
They're not advertising these shows.
No, they're not. No, well,
I
they're
think
not.
the only time I ever find out about new concerts is when I'm at Oilers games.
Or if you drive by the arena and you're like, "Oh shit, Rod Stewart's coming."
Yeah.
I started on Saturday night the Nickelback documentary. I only got halfway through it. I was getting kind of tired,
It's good.
but it is really good.
Really good.
I guess that I was too young to understand kind of like now I see somebody like Morgan Wallen who's like the biggest thing in music and you understand it. I didn't understand the moment that Nickelback had. Like
Oh, yeah.
it was incredible the way
Because
that
what was
they
the
outlined
number?
it.
I'm going to screw it up. It was like, "How You Remind Me" was on the radio in the U.S. every 3 minutes.
Every
or
3
something
minutes.
Like that.
Every 3
3 out of
minutes.
every 2 songs being played.
Yeah.
Think about that, Tyler.
But like,
I'm trying,
and I
like,
think
really
the-
hard.
The,
I'm
way
not
that they
fooling
illustrate, the way they illustrate kind of the hate for Nickelback is funny because it's like
It's because they were
"How
so
You
big.
Remind Me" went to number 1. Then there was a song at number 5, number 7, and number 10, and then 5 would become 1, and they'd all move up, and then like they would just stay in the top 10. So you'd constantly be hearing a Nickelback song.
They were
Radio.
memes really kind of before the memes were memes.
Yes. I don't know how we displayed our distaste for Nickelback. We held up posters in the street, but I knew everyone hated Nickelback.
He didn't help himself with that curly haircut.
Chad Kruger has the unfortunate look that you want to punch, like Jack Eichel.
He does.
Jack
Yeah.
Eichel, I would just love to.
How about being that poor guy?
When he's
the poor
photographed, he's
drummer
like-
that quit the band like 6 months
Okay.
before.
So we were talking about this Flex 1440 Flex.
Flex the dog. Flex.
It was Chad Kruger's cousin was the original drummer for Nickelback.
Yeah.
We're talking about this. Someone texted in being like, "Hey, just to let you know, I know this guy. He is in a band now. He has a really successful accounting practice, and he's so happy he didn't do it."
I mean,
Because like in
I
the
don't
documentary,
know.
a bullshit.
I don't know. It's not for-
bullshit.
I don't think so, Chalmers. I don't
I
think
could
it's for
see
everybody.
because
now.
in the
Fame isn't
documentary
for
they talk
everybody.
about him a little bit, where he goes, he's just more of a homebody. He didn't want to be on the road
Yeah.
all the time, always.
Yeah, it's not.
forever.
Yeah, it's not in like a lot of people's
You see
DNA.
Everybody hating on Nickelback parties probably like, fuck, we're going to duck all that shit. Who knows, right?
I'd love to cash them checks though.
It's like Ronald Wayne, the guy who gave 10% of Apple up for nothing because he was supposed to regulate the fighting between Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs. And then he's like, this is stupid. This company's going nowhere. And he gave all the shares back and left. But that guy regrets it.
Yeah.
Yes, a little bit.
Because he can be a billionaire.
Yeah.
I saw a video and he's like, they're in like a limo in Las Vegas talking to him. They're like, do you regret it? And he's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
But some positives came from it. No.
There are no positives.
No.
Or are you not one of the richest men on earth?
Yeah.
Ah, rats.
But I can see if you're the drummer of Nickelback and the fact that he has his own band. I don't know. I like that. It's not always the best to blow the fuck up.
Nope.
Okay.
Chalmers
Yeah.
disagrees with you. I could see you. I could see in your face you disagree.
I just think it would be the most amazing. I would take it. No, I know.
Yeah, but you would have gone wild as hell if you'd been famous. at
You ever seen the
24.
movie Dirt? The Motley Crue?
That'd be you?
Yeah, probably.
Nikki Sixx?
Oh, yeah.
Who would you be?
It wouldn't have been good. I'd probably been not Nikki Sixx. I only saw like
he had the darkness.
a good 30 minutes of that movie, and he injects himself with like needles probably at least 100 times.
Dude, I saw an interview
Can't
with
do
Tommy
that.
Lee recently, and he was talking about like how crazy they were back in the day. And there was like 1 year in the 90s, he made $40 million in 1 year in the 90s and was like blackout fucked up the entire time. Like
Yeah,
they used to inject Jack Daniels into their veins. That's why they had to get tattoos.
that's
They wanted to get
disgusting.
drunker faster.
So there's the movie The Dirt, which only covers like a third of what's in the book.
Yeah.
The Dirt.
Have
So-
you read the book?
Oh yeah.
It's got to be, it's a miracle these people are.
It's
you guys-
shocking, actually.
It's funny that you talk about blowing up so fast because with the family gone again, I watched another documentary the next night, and it was called Overnight. It was the overnight success of a guy named Troy Duffy. Troy Duffy was a bartender from Boston who was in LA tending bar, and he had a script. The script was for the movie Boondock Saints.
Come on.
He sold it to Miramax and Harvey Weinstein, and very quickly Harvey Weinstein was like, gave him a 5-picture deal, said, we're making this movie. You're the hottest thing, and just took him around and introduced him to everybody. At this time, Harvey Weinstein is super powerful. And the way that this guy quit his job, but he also had a band. And so he was allowed to make the movie Boondock Saints, plus write the soundtrack for the album.
How have we never heard of this guy? What happens?
He lets the power go to his head so much that he, without even ever have done anything, like have made anything, he's like telling off like Keanu Reeves and stuff, saying he's not like he's bullshit. Like this guy was unhinged, and he had just the idea from people in Hollywood that he was going to be big. It went so far to his head that he ruined everything in like 3 years.
So he didn't do Boondock Saints too.
He did. So it got dropped. Harvey Weinstein's like, we're not making this. We're shelving it. Screw this.
Why? Because he was going so crazy?
Right. Because he was just going around town, like just lighting fires everywhere. And Harvey Weinstein's like, this is not worth it. Like,
And that's Harvey Weinstein telling you
Yeah.
you're too fucking crazy.
so then he shops it to like the other 4 places. And obviously Harvey's had a hand in like saying, this guy's a psycho. And everybody's like, nope. They just won't even let him in the door. So this couple who wants to get into producing movies, who's very, very wealthy, give him a budget of $7.5 million, half of what Harvey Weinstein was going to give him, and he makes the movie. And he gets like
That's
William
what he made
Dafoe.
Boondock Saints
So
with?
he makes 2 years after he had signed the Miramax deal. He makes Boondock Saints. It's a great
Great movie.
movie. Like
It's a great movie.
So I watched it again afterwards. It's a bit over the top, but it's very cool.
It's a very good movie.
It's a very good movie.
It's a bit over the top.
It's a bit over the top. Like the guy jumps out of a 4th-story window after throwing a toilet
Yeah.
and lands on a guy
But that's a show.
and then is walking in the police station the next day.
He was pretty beat up, but that's to show that they're like somewhat deities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to suspend reality.
Well, but not yet, not to that point. It's when they're staying overnight in that said police station and water's dripping on them when they get the voice and they sit up and they're like, and that's when they're like, are we going to do this?
But it connects.
No, totally.
explains
Like,
well.
It does, but I mean,
So did he make more movies after?
Boondock Saints too.
he made Boondock Saints too
Boondockier.
with his own money. And like, I mean, he's still worse because he
Boondock
made it with
Saints
his
2
own
Electric
money.
Boogaloo.
But yeah, like the band collapsed. The people in his band were like 3 of his family members, and he completely screwed them all over.
Was his band Metallica?
No, it was called The Brood,
The Brood.
which he then later changed to the name The Boondock Saints. He named his band.
He might have had one good idea.
Well, you can eat off that.
He probably
Did somebody
had one good
say
idea.
perfect game?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of documentaries, you know what I watched yesterday that I don't know how I missed this. The untold story about the Steve McNair murder.
Oh, I saw that.
Steve McNair.
I saw that on
murder.
the rundown.
The NFL quarterback from early aughts.
Yeah,
He killed somebody or was killed?
Tennessee
He was
Titans.
killed.
He was killed.
Yeah,
He was killed?
So that was me.
I just got the news.
So I'm flipping through like the recently
McNair.
loaded. I'm like, oh, I love untold stories. What's this one about? It's like Steve McNair, something. I'm like, oh, I remember him from
How's
the
he
Titans.
doing in retirement?
Yeah, I imagine he's doing great.
All that money?
Then it's like murdered. I'm like, oh my
Who
God.
killed him?
Is his mistress?
Ah.
Well, he was asleep on the couch.
Oh, dirty pool.
Yep.
Give a man a fighting chance.
Yeah, I didn't know he was dead though.
Yeah.
So that was news to me.
They called him the Air McNair because he could throw the ball so far.
Yeah, he was good.
Couldn't
Didn't
take a
he?
mistress
Wasn't it
for
this like the off season that he won the Super Bowl or
No,
something?
they were a yard away from winning the Super Bowl.
Yard away.
He threw
I was at
a
your house when that
absolute
game
bomb to Kevin Dyson. I
He
think
was
the guy's name
stretching and
was.
stretching, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
and the
right
dude
there.
got tackled, stretched out, and the ball ended up 1 yard
I remember that.
from the end zone.
And
Anyway,
then he
it's
got
really good.
murdered in the offseason?
Or very close.
No,
1
like
year out?
later.
In 09, and he stopped playing in 06.
Oh.
Oh, he was retired. Okay, sorry.
Or sorry, 07 he played.
So
But
was
anyway,
it
it was-
done it, bag milk, or what was the situation?
No, it was clean cut.
Yeah, they knew who it was. I'm reading it right now.
Yeah, it was like, but it walked through the whole thing, and it's just dark way to end the guy's life, obviously. But really good. Those untold stories are fantastic.
That's like the Phil Hartman murder. I forgot about that. That's
Oh,
what he
yeah.
did a lot. But Joe Rogan was talking about it with somebody. How he was on news.
The news radio together,
And
yeah.
he was like really good friends with Phil Hartman. And he's like, you got to leave that wife of yours, Phil. Things are so crazy. And Phil Hartman's like, meh. Murdered. Damn.
It's interesting. Joe Rogan, like all his stuff's back on YouTube again.
Yeah.
His new comedy special, did you watch it?
What
Yeah.
do you mean his stuff is back on YouTube?
You can watch the podcast on YouTube
They're
again.
uploading all the old episodes from the first Spotify contract. What'd you think of the comedy special?
It was fine. Like his, I mean, I've watched a bunch of his stand-up specials, and they're all kind of the same. He always follows the same lines. Jokes are funny. Some are hit and miss. He's not my favorite comedian, but I enjoyed it.
I feel like it's his 444 album. He's
Yeah,
just
it could
so
be.
rich now that he's like, I'm friends with Elon Musk. And people are like, not very relatable.
Yeah, talking about being friends with Elon was a weird part of it.
And just, it's hard to stay relatable when you're him.
You can't.
I was reading a thing that says that he has like 5 former Navy SEALs protecting him everywhere he goes, because he's like so jacked but so little that everyone always like gathers a crowd around him and shit. And now he's got Navy SEALs and all this crazy shit, and he only hangs out with them. That's what I heard, Charles.
It's not a good life.
But that new comedy story made
yeah,
sick.
you wouldn't want to blow up and have to have
He's like moved the whole industry
money
down to Texas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
have people protect you.
I don't think you can be normal and have all that shit happen.
Because like a bunch, like it's
You might
amazing
rather
how
have
many
a good
comedians
accounting practice.
have followed him from LA to Texas.
Yeah. And he bought an old cult theater that was built by a cult for their like cult stuff.
That's cool.
And he made it into like, they say it's like the coolest comedy theater. Like there hasn't really been breakthrough comedy theaters in quite a long time. Like the Comedy Store in LA and shit. This is like on that level, and it's him.
All right, we do have a couple other things we need to get to, but first we're going to step aside for a very quick break. We do have one big thing to get to, but first I want to do a couple of quick hockey headlines for our friends at Bet365. Open an account today with Bet365. Get in on a huge range of markets and use the promo code OilyBonus. Bag milk. The promo code is
Oily bonus.
whatever the sport, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Mikko Koskinen has officially announced his retirement.
I thought he did that like 6 months ago.
I thought he retired a minute after he signed his contract with the Oil and then just mailed it in the whole time.
Classic. Apparently he wants to get into the player agent game.
Well, yeah.
Finnish players, I
Why
guess.
not?
Finnish goalies.
He signed that one deal with Edmonton. He's like, this is really easy.
Yeah, he's just
like,
gonna
do
point
you-
out, look what I did.
Do you want
I
me
can
to-
do that for you.
A Mikko Koskinen sized contract for you, random
Or you just saw those tweets from Puckpedia about Pat Brisson's stable of contracts he's got, where he's like a third of all NHL contracts are under
really?
his purview. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Pat Brisson leads all agents in total money. He has 84 active contracts and represents $1.4 billion.
And he's 3% of that or something?
He has like 3-4% of it.
So it's like $30 million a year.
Craig Oster is in second at $1.3 billion over 71 deals.
Amazing.
How's Dave Gagne? He's got to be doing pretty good too, right? Oh, he's 15th on the board, $302 million.
Is that calculated by the size
The
of
totals,
contract?
yeah, the
Total
total,
aggregate
yeah.
contracts.
Okay.
Not like,
But you
per
get a
year,
3% rip on that?
That's unbelievable.
3
Yeah.
points.
Come on.
Total value of all active contracts for the current season. Yeah, his most expensive, Pat Brees on that is Sidney Crosby's $100.4 million.
$3 and 100.
$3 and a hun.
It's open late.
Open late.
What is the
Pat Brees?
combined salary cap 1 year in the NHL?
83 million.
No,
Yeah, but
for
times
all
30
teams.
some. I don't know what that. That's like 2.4 billion.
88 times 32. You're on check math. Let's go.
2.4.
I can't do that.
2.5.
I'm sorry.
2.6.
I'm reading all the guys who are on Puckpedia's agent leaderboard who just have one client, and it's
And it's players.
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. But I'm
Flip.
just saying, like, there's a guy on here. The guy
Like
who's
Drew Doughty.
there's 3 guys in dead last on the leaderboard. No, sorry, it's not players. No, it's like agents still.
Oh,
But there's 3 agents at the bottom of this leaderboard who simply have one $775,000 client.
nice. Got to start
it.
somewhere.
Just
One
for-
guy at League Min.
Just in case there's anybody out there with a accounting practice, it would be around $256 million.
It's got to be more than that.
Dude, that's 3 times 80 some million.
No, that's
88 million times 32.
88. Oh my God. I think I did.
There you go.
Oh my God. 2.816 E9, whatever the hell that means.
Billion.
Billion.
What were you calculating?
The total combined
Contracts.
contracts
2.9.
in the NHL
Two-
per year.
2.816 billion.
Okay.
Okay.
And how much does league revenue have per year?
Which
You know
makes
Well,
sense.
divide
4
that
billion?
by 70.76 or something. Because isn't the rule 76% of revenue or
Yeah,
something?
it can be player salary.
Can be player salaries.
Going back to Mikko, though, my favorite part of Mikko Koskinen was, remember when he first went to Legato and then somebody did the fake interview as Jim Matheson,
Yeah.
but it wasn't Jim Matheson,
Who did it again?
talking about cheesy gordita crunches and how he loves them so much.
It was whoever ran the fake Jim Matheson Twitter account.
That's right. They asked fake Jim Matheson about. Yeah.
Which is actually there was a good amount of time where you didn't know which one was
Couldn't
which.
It
tell.
was
I got
tough.
tricked
It
all
was
the time
tough.
by it.
Couldn't
all
tell.
The time.
The
So
parody
people
was
in
dialed in.
Switzerland interviewed fake Jim Matheson
Yeah.
about Mikko.
And
And he
he's-
said he loved cheesy gordita.
Cheesy gordita crunches.
And the Swiss are like, you North Americans are so stupid. All right, whatever.
Typed it up.
That's
It's,
so funny.
that's tough.
That's such a, if you're running the fake Jim Matheson account, this is the best case
Oh,
scenario.
that's-
That is what you've been striving for
Yes.
since you started the
That was
account.
your
Why I
Super Bowl.
started it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
People were asking me today if you're worried that Leon Draisaitl hasn't signed yet. No. And I think
I'm guessing whenever Leon rolls back into town,
yeah, I'm sure he's gonna
Face to face.
He's gonna roll into town. They're gonna do a little sit down for a day.
he's going to be up
sign
on the
it.
roof at
A little
Rogers Place
CD
or something.
Lamish right now.
Yeah, a little. No,
He's going to get lowered from the roof.
Training camp hasn't
Chalmers.
begun.
CD's not sitting out. They
And
were
he's
just
not
playing him
sitting
a
out.
Snap in the preseason.
He was not practicing.
Yeah, well,
He
he,
was
doesn't need to.
If Leon Draisaitl
He's CD
starts
Lamb.
skipping training camp, then we can call it
if
that.
you're
When
Jerry
does
Jones
training camp
smart,
start?
if you're Jerry Jones smart, you're like, hey, CD Lamb, yeah, you're not going to come to camp because you don't want to play in the preseason, right? Yeah. Okay, here's the deal. Stay home, hold out, and just generate drama, and we'll have you here on opening night. Cool. He just stays home like, I don't want to play. The media goes so bananas over this shit.
When does training camp start?
Late September.
Yeah, because we're not even at the Young Stars tournament in Penticton yet. Like, we got a ways to go. I'm
Good.
guessing like Leon's back in town. They'll set him up on like the roof of the Mercer building overlooking again, and like they'll sign it out there. They'll do the whole thing.
Drone show?
Sure.
Hopefully.
I found a drone in my backyard.
What?
Hey.
Crashed?
Yeah, crashed drone with a
Ceases?
camera on it.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy. Was it on?
No, it was off. But
Okay.
I turned it on to see if it would still work, and it did. And then I pulled the battery out immediately and was like, "What the hell is this? What should you make? What would you make of that?"
Some
Free drone.
Poor amateur drone pilot.
99% chance it's a kid's toy. They were driving it and it died and landed, and you got enough juice to turn it back on.
Poor
and
kid.
that kid's looking around for his drone that he got for
Sir,
his
if
birthday.
found, please return to chat.
No.
Can you take a picture of it so I can post it on my Instagram?
Yep.
Thank you.
The free
Okay.
life.
Free drone.
The good
Last
life.
thing. I cannot believe we're saving this for last. the auction to golf with us at the Oilersnation Open came to a
Holy
close.
shit.
What's happening?
The stress,
Buddy.
this tension is real.
What happened?
It went,
It got to north of $4,000.
it went
Play golf
personal with
between Bill
us
Gates
three.
and the Nuge. Who's bidding on this?
Oh my god.
So it came down to two guys, Cody and Ryan, and they were going bid for bid.
For one spot, four
Two
grand.
spots.
You and a friend.
You and a friend.
Still,
Yeah, no.
So
We're
it
not worth
ended
it,
at
trust me.
4,400, and for a moment, I believe both guys had thought they won. About an hour left in the auction, I called Jay because I was starting to feel a little guilty. Being
Yes.
like, both these guys are being willing to be so generous with their money, and only one of them is going to get anything out of this, which I know is how auctions work. But I called you, and you were kind of feeling the same way.
Yes, because they're both good dudes.
you find a way to take both their money?
So what we ended up working out
Nice.
is because last year we had two spots. So each guy had won an auction.
Sure.
Ryan golfed with me and Liam. Cody golfed with Jay and Chalmers. And we did two separate auctions. We called the guy who actually did win, Ryan. And we said, you have first right of refusal because you did win the auction fair and square, but we could raise more money for charity
Exactly.
if you each give 25. Now it's 5 for Gregor's grads. It will do me, Ryan, his buddy against Jay, Chalmers, and Cody. And we'll do year 2 of the match.
To raise twice as
I
much
didn't hear
money
this.
for Gregor's grad.
This all happened on Friday.
All
much-
happen on Friday, Charles.
I was
So is
at
that
the-
what we're doing?
That is what we're doing.
Okay.
But your fourth is a mosaic player.
No.
No?
Who's your fourth?
Don't worry about
Well,
it.
it's Cody's buddy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But Cody's buddy that
What do you have up your
They're-
sleeve?
they're
you
about
Ramshack?
to be
What do
buddies.
you know?
Oh, so if you guys get a ringer, why don't I get
We
one?
don't get a ringer.
Do you? Oh,
I
sorry.
do have one.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Let's go. I like that. Sorry, I thought.
and he's a staff member here, but I use the ringer.
Who's the ringer?
We have a guy on our staff who is a low single digit handicap.
Pat Puff?
Patty Puff.
Patty Puff?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, Patty Puff. We're coming for you, bud.
Pat's
I
a well-rounded
like it.
athlete.
I think I know Cody's buddy.
Cody's buddy
Yeah.
is a fucking
Stack.
weapon.
Stack, we call it.
Let's go.
Isn't that
This
like,
is going to
That's
be good.
exciting.
You know who Cody's buddy is because he's not Cody's buddy. They're bringing a ringer.
No, we're not. It's Cody's buddy. Don't.
No. I can't because it's a secret for the
his
tournament.
friend is Rory McIlroy?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, Roy doesn't have a driver right now.
Well, you know what,
that's
you
funny.
guys, that was a fantastic way to go about it to split the pot.
Every
And-
Gregor's grad's like what, $300-400 to outfit a kid with a suit, shoes, all
This is
that kind of shit.
crazy.
So by doing both guys, that's what she said. That's 7 more kids got suits because you found a way, man. That's good work. Thank you very much for being so generous.
It's awesome. And you know what? I was looking forward to having the nation team back as
Yeah.
a player.
I was
But
too.
I like the match.
Hey, I like the match too. I think it's great.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't hear. I guess I wasn't listening to what you were saying.
Oh,
So that's good. Patty Puff is a single digi.
Yeah.
Sick.
unsurprising.
He's a well-rounded athlete.
He's a
that
master
guy.
of everything.
Yeah, good hockey player.
And he said to get dialed in, he's golfing Monday, Wednesday, Thursday this week.
Oh,
so
So am
I'm
I.
tired.
I'm golfing. I'm playing tonight. I'm playing Wednesday. I played yesterday. 3 over. No big deal.
Wow.
I shot a personal best yesterday.
Nice.
I played twice. I don't think anyone actually gives a shit about this, but I'm going to say it. This is my golf games this weekend. Saturday I go. First ever time I've played a double bogey free round,
Wow, that's good.
but no birdies. And I shot an 83. So I had 12 bogeys and 6 bars.
Okay.
And didn't lose a ball. Every hole is the same. Just like drive to the middle, chip on, then like 2 or on the par 5s, 3 putt, which was ugly. But the next day I had 3 double bogeys. I lost 3 balls and I shot a 78. I was just knocking in birdies the whole time and so many pars. So it was funny that the one rounder, I'm like, oh, no double bogeys. I'm playing pretty good. No, 83 average round. And then the next day I was all over the place, but I was just hitting like weird scrambly shots.
So are we 1 green away?
We're 2 greens away.
2 greens away. Okay.
2 greens away. We don't have 17. No, sorry. We're 3, 5, 6, 7, 17. That would be 4.
4.
Yeah. We're so close. It looks so good.
Yesterday was a good day.
We're going to be having a club championship and everything. Okay, well, I'm really excited for Friday. This is a whole new layer.
Cody, buddy. Time to repeat. We got to come and bring it.
Thursday night, I'm going to go to bed early because this one's an early start.
We might be negotiating strokes though, right?
Oh, give me a break.
Oh my God.
Chalmers, did the Boondocks guy ever make another movie of note?
Just Boondock Saints 2, and that's it.
He never did another movie.
He might have, but not of note.
Dang.
Before we wrap up, by the way, got to give some love to our friends at the Millwoods Golf Course. Private club conditions for under $100. Best pro shop in the city by my books as well. And it is the host of the Oilersnation Open, brought to you by Star Mechanical and Noodle this Friday.
I'm excited. I'm confirmed. I got my cart. I got my duties.
Oh God, I love
cruising.
There's not much more I love than when I see Bag Milk roll up during the Nation Open. He has the smile from ear to ear, just having fun.
I enjoy myself at the
He's
tourney.
he's a bit of a host. Eh?
Yeah,
it's the best.
I will be manning the hydration station, I've heard.
One thing, Yaremchuk, I wanted to get your take on something. What I would say would be a legendary Canadian athlete retired from baseball, Joey Votto, future Hall of Famer. He is going to be in the media and he is going to do unbelievable, but he's been kind of telling stories on the Dan Patrick Show, who has a notable retirement coming up in 2007 on Christmas or New Year's Eve. He is retiring. So it's like he's
2007,
2027. I mean, so he's always had a good relationship with Joey Votto, but he came on and Joey Votto just kind of saying, like, for the last 6 months, I went, the phone stopped ringing, my circle got tighter, and I went down, I played in the minors, and I was carrying my own stuff, and like I always kind of carried my own stuff, but like this was real minors, like I wasn't, doing anything that a major leaguer would do. I was doing everything with the minors. I wanted these kids to have an experience to play with me. I know what it means, and he just noted that like he was sitting on the bench and the manager said, Joey, you want this at bat? And he was starting to feel really guilty for taking them from these young kids. Yeah. And it was the first time in his career he was like, no, I don't really want it. And the next day he just went in the office and he thanked them all. And then he retired, and it got pretty emotional, man. And like, I don't know if you know Joey Votto very well, but this guy's got one of the best personalities like in sports.
Oh yeah.
And if he can make something of it in media, he will be on the kind of star turn that like Greg Olson had, where
he could be baseball's not as obnoxious, but I think he could do for baseball
Charles Barkley
or like a Pat McAfee kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think he's willing to be the joke enough, like be the butt of the joke.
He's willing to be the joke enough, but he's funny. He's quick.
Yeah.
He's dry. He's like, I just think like, look for him. It's sad when that happens to a guy,
Or to differentiate himself, sleeves, no body.
Interesting. Anti-Pat McAfee.
How do you keep him up?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, got to figure it out.
Yeah. The cool part of that story is when he talked about playing catch with his dad when he was like 10 and 11 years old. And he was like, I would always pretend to be Devon White. It was his favorite Blue Jay.
Oh, yes.
And Devon White was sitting next to him because he's a coach with the Bisons now, their AAA team. So when he said no to that at bat, Devon White turned to him and said, so what are you going to do? And Joey Votto thought he was talking about like his future. He said, I'm going to retire. And Devon White was like, I meant like, what are you going to do with your swing? Like this next at bat. But okay.
You're thinking more long term.
But he said it was like a full circle moment.
Yeah, he said that was full circle.
The start was
his father's passed away. He said, but like those memories of pretending to be Devon White with my dad and sitting there with Devon White and deciding like, oh yeah, no.
You heard that interview? Yeah, I did. If you are a fan of just good interviews,
it was great.
Go search out Friday's Dan Patrick Show and the Joey Votto interview. It's a really good 5 minutes. 10 minutes it might even been.
And all the people who made a big deal about him not getting a call up to the Jays are morons. They're just being mad.
That's what I wanted to ask you, just to put a bow on it.
Yeah. Like, okay, one, you would have to clear a spot on the 40 man, which is like not an easy thing to do in baseball. Your 40 man's usually maxed out. Also, Joey Votto said he didn't want to do it if he didn't deserve it. He didn't want to come up, have everyone stand up and clap for him, go 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts, and then walk off the field and be like, well, that was embarrassing. Like he said he only wanted to do it if he could compete. So yeah, I thought people made a big smoke about that and they just didn't know what they were talking about. All right. Good podcast, guys. Wani had a friend in today, and I'm assuming you said you want to come listen to the recording of my Oilers podcast in which we talked 4 minutes of Oilers, and it was about Mikko Koskinen and cheesy.
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
Well, this is real life.
Yeah. This is real life.
It's hard. It's
really, we really try to avoid talking about the Oilers on this show
until it's season time.
And even still, we do a pretty good job.
Yeah. So we got till
we're complicated.
Very complicated.
We got until
we have a heavy Oilers agenda every show, and we don't talk about it.
Yeah, we don't.
It's quite impressive.
There's a second show we do in our heads driving here.
Yeah,
like, this is what I'm going to talk about. And then you get here, and it's just
I'm always like, I'm going to come prepared.
Yeah. I'm going to tell this Joey Votto story in like 2 hours as though I knew it.
Go listen to the interview.
I get in the next 10 minutes. I got
Yeah,
straight
wait.
Playboy.
It's a 5-minute interview.
We did stretch your comment about my Coca-Cola while the intro was playing into an 11-minute segment, so that worked.
That's what we do.
On Thursday, please be caught up on Big Brother for those of us who
Yeah,
care.
I'm caught up.
I swear
I'm caught up too, but
I watched it just in case we're talking about it. I watched it late last night.
This season is so good.
it's really good.
Unreal.
Really, really good.
The flip last Thursday again.
Yep.
like,
Fantastic.
so good.
I know it didn't end up coming true, but like planning that out, I'm happy Brooklyn's gone. I think she generally was
Tucker
annoying.
rules.
Tucker rules.
Tucker rules. And I'm glad if you're caught up, if this is spoiler alert, if you aren't caught up, cover your ears. Are you not caught up? Are you not caught up? Okay, I'm not going to say it.
Did you like what I said? Did you like, no. You like what did I say last week? Who won the HOH?
How
you
hard are
said
you pushing
Angela.
it?
So I was watching the whole episode, and she doesn't get picked for the veto, and I was like, "What the hell?" And then I was like, "Oh, Tucker definitely wins this then,"
How hard were you pushing on your ears there when you
Very
were plugged in?
hard.
Why so hard?
because I didn't want to hear who won HOH. Amber gets mad if I find out early.
Oh, but it's also the,
What an
remember,
odd
it's the
relationship.
AI instigator competition.
Oh yeah,
You just walk through the door, she looks at you and is like, you know who won Big Brother, don't
she
you?
can tell because I get bored and I start going on my
Smells
phone.
it on her.
We'll talk about it Thursday, but it's a really, really,
All right.
really, really good season.
Okay, enjoy your week, everybody. ON Open on Friday. We'll be back on Thursday. See you then.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.